Well, the family of the shooting suspect said that he was bullied, and that's going to be part of the police investigation, as you can imagine. And joining me now is Assistant Arlington Police Chief Kevin Kolbye. Good morning to you. Thanks for being with us. Have detectives interviewed Timothy Simpkins since he turned himself in? What do you know about that?
Yeah, good morning, Lauren. He turned himself in with an attorney, and of course, he waived his right to make any statements at this time. So we don't have any information. So our case is going to be based on eyewitness testimony, videos, and physical evidence that we've already gathered.
You know, we heard from his family, and the family says that he was trying to protect himself, that he had been bullied, that there were all these different incidents with other students. What can you tell us about that, and how far you're going to be looking into the past?
Oh, absolutely. We're going to be looking into any allegations of bullying, basically his past history, the school history. But again, that's part of the investigations that the detectives will uncover through multiple interviews of not only students, but dealing with the teachers in the school, as well as the parents. We are aware of the allegations that are made for that. But I want to stress that, we don't accept bullying, and it's the responsibility of the teachers to deal with some of those things in Mansfield Independent School District. And again, there was a police department that was there that responded quickly to that shooting incident. But even if you're bullied, there are other options besides carrying a gun into a school and using a gun in a situation like that. That's just not acceptable today.
Yeah, this is a .45 caliber gun. For those that don't know much about guns, I mean, how powerful of a weapon are we talking about here? And do we know where he got it from?
No, currently we have given the gun over to ATF, and they have done a tracing. I will tell you that we recovered several other weapons in search warrants, and ATF has done forensics and has matched that weapon with the casings that were found in the school. So we are a high confident degree that we have the weapon that was used. But the .45 caliber is a very large caliber handgun, and it is very potent, very deadly.
I was talking to a teacher who taught at that school for 16 years and said that guns are an issue at the school. Does this incident make it clear that not enough safety measures are in place right now? And what do you think will happen as a result?
Well, I think Mansfield Independent School District needs to reevaluate some of their safety measures, needs to look at maybe some history. I will tell you that over the past several years, we have seen an increase in our youth in Arlington, around the other cities too, carrying weapons. And we just can't stress enough that, today, young kids carrying weapons is just not a solution to any type of violence or anything like that. So there's several things that we have to work on, and one is socially understanding that kids are having weapons, but also we need to look at our schools. How can we ensure that these kids can enjoy a safe environment, a learning environment in some of our schools? So there'll be a lot of reviews, not only from the Independent School District, but the police department and multiple cities that were involved in this for safety measures.
Yeah, and by other school districts as well. I know something that the other school districts, even far and wide, are going to be looking at the response yesterday, which I think has been praised by many people, at least, all the emergency personnel. This is something that I know you guys train for. And I mean, there were so many different agencies. And let me know what went right and what needs improving.
Yes, I mean, it was a model response. Now, first of all, I will tell you that Mansfield Independent School District had 2 officers there that responded quickly to a distress call when they heard a distress call from the teacher. And as one of the officers was making his way to second floor, he heard the shots. Of course, the individual subject left, and they provided medical attention. When that call went out as a shooting and people were injured, every local police department, Mansfield Police Department, Arlington Police Department, Grand Prairie, they were all coming to provide lockdown procedures, which we have practiced in the past. So it was a unified effort. We had the ATF that will also respond from federal services to provide investigation resources, and the FBI also responds. So in a situation like that, when you have 1,700 kids in a school and they go through the appropriate protocols that they have been taught and locked down, it takes a lot of law enforcement resources to go in and clear and make sure that these kids are safe.
Were you happy with how quickly the response was to making sure the threat was over?
Yes, I believe so. I think that we have trained and learned so many lessons from back in the Columbine day, that anytime that we have what we call an active shooter call, or any type of violence at a school, that 2 or more police officers, the first one, they're going into the building. And we're going to go in, and our job is to try to identify that threat, neutralize that threat,
Right.
and provide aid and safety to those victims.
Assistant Arlington Police Chief Kevin Kolbye, thank you. Thank you for the additional information on what's going on. Appreciate it.
Thank you. It's my pleasure.
I want to let folks know, although classes and extracurricular activities are canceled today at Timberview, there will be counseling available starting this morning for students, staff, and families. That will be at Word of Truth Church on Webb Farrell Road in Arlington, as well as the Mansfield ISD Center for Performing Arts. Doors opened about 7:30 or so, and virtual counseling is also available. That starts at 11 and goes until noon. We have a link for more information. You can find that on our website, fox4news.com.